It's no secret that I hate games with time limits, yet somehow farming games and resource sims are some of my favorite titles. I can only assume that's because I'm filled with a deep sense of self-loathing. So I was already sold on the idea of a game about being some schmuck running a laundromat, picking up trash, doing the wash, the drying, cleaning toilets, blowing off work to play games, blowing off the tutorial to play games, and hitting up eBay to buy new arcade cabinets for the laundromat. That was what I was expecting. That is, until it actually came out, and the game started with this. Uh-oh. It's the 90s. I don't know what was more unexpected, to be honest. The story of you being a washed-up loser whose dad is dumping a laundromat on, or that everything is presented as in-universe menus and timers from the 1990s. Like, what is this, an Apple Newton? Aside from it being uncomfortable to read most of the menus, this is a nice touch. When any game or show uses its world to present itself, I find myself being way more immersed. Now, for something that is way too relatable, your character makes everything a game to themselves. It's so validating to know that I'm not the only one seeing strength meters when tossing trash into a dumpster, that or treating menial labor as some sort of heroic quest. All the dopamine spiking jingles are making me less likely to spend my downtime playing Grand Theft Pac-Man, and more time pulling gum off the change machine. You are the androgynous Ashley, or Ash, not only a fantastic 90s reference to the Evil Dead, but a name that allows you to decide for yourself if you do or don't have a wiener without some clunky binary menu. Coupled with the fact your older sister ran the place before you, and she tried to make it into an arcade, only to be shot down by Daddy Dearest, so they pepper the idea the player could easily be a younger sister too. Since your sibling never pulled it off before going to work for the city, maybe the next daughter can make it the gaming utopia she always knew it could be. Especially since you have something she never did. Half a business degree. Time to find a balance in the workflow that favors the arcade over laundrette. Something that happens in a few game days on its own. So nothing left to do but submit a spreadsheet to your father showing how much more money comes in as quarters than laundry tokens. Until finally he agrees that he was right to say no the last time. So obviously, you just do it anyway. I mean, like, why not? These games are rad.
Ashley, hello. I approved your proposal to convert the utility room and extend the King Laundry trading area. More space, more washing machines. It's a little obvious, but fine.
I wasn't expecting that either. The arcade games are actually fun enough to make me want to blow off work. That's cool. I am legit motivated to get more games and way less motivated to wash some undies to do so. The full selection could easily have been cut out and sold as standalone titles for $5 to $10 each. But I have to play them here while doing other less fun things. You got timers on the actual machines, but luckily you also get notified on screen while playing games. So you will be just bailing on your games often. It's frustrating, but it kind of works, to be fair. The games are designed around not being always played to conclusion in one go. Then you got this llama game you can play that in fact pauses the washing machine timers. So if you're getting too stressed, your Pocket PDA has your back. It gives the illusion of choice with the game store, but you'll realize quickly not to stress too much. It wants you to buy everything you can, and then save and buy the rest when you get comfortable with your day-to-day routine. It waits until you have all the old cabs before dropping new titles, which comes after an expansion purchase most of the time, so you are softly guided in what combinations you can make and sort of forced to place the machines in layouts that will cause gameplay spillover and make your machines give the right amount of profit to keep you having a steady form of progression. The desire to build a secret arcade add-on got me away from the fruit puzzle for a few days. My dream is to get enough business on the machines that I can just stop doing other people's clothes someday. Well, that was the plan until they made daily gaming challenges a thing in order to buy upgrades for your character. Pretty tricky game. It's rare to see the game devs being on the same wavelength as I am. At least enough so they can stop me from hyper-focusing on one aspect at a time. Splitting my money between two different currencies also gave a very believable way to make personal upgrades be independent of the laundry profits, making sure if I want to have less interruptions while I play, I actually need to buckle down and get those daily challenges out of the way, even if it's for video air hockey. And the arcade slowly grows, creeping out of the dank back room, into the stock room, and finally the arcade proper. The little story beats with you and your sister are cute. Basically trying to build a clubhouse without getting into trouble. That is, until the story starts to really hit hard. Childhood issues, family members dying, and, well, just some quality, believable, but abridged family conversations, keeping the pacing going strong. Not to mention childhood friends needing help with their own business ventures, and salty customers emailing you about how bad you are at video games, keeps the motivation there. Until, well, for the first time on this channel, here's a spoiler warning, but just know I'll never spoil anything that I would get upset about hearing, so it's your call.
Why did I ever think you deserved a single iota of trust?
Actually, I thought I messed up. The laundry was closed, and I had to work at the meat packaging plant. My mood tanked. It hit hard, as I was really enjoying myself. This coupled with the player character just spending their days lost in thought about if they messed up as well, until one night I drunkenly stumbled back to the arcade, walking around the dark, tossed up remains of my empire, just wishing for one more game of Wood Scout Jr. It actually was really effective in making me feel lost, confused, and legitimately pissed off at my video dad. Pissed enough to take the risk and buy the property myself. Work without a safety net and actually apply myself for once in this fictional life. The hard work paid off though. A massive, all-game arcade. No more socks and soap for this guy. I said what I said. It's at this point that I'm writing the review, as I hit credits. Is there more? Possibly. Even if not, there's so many great games to play here that I'll be at it for a while. I honestly am at a loss. I have almost nothing bad to say about this game. I dislike how randomly washer and dryer doors are left open by customers and you can't close them unless you use that machine for laundry. That's your only means of shutting that door. Even then, that just seems like a nitpick. I think we got an instant shoebox title here. I typically try to avoid tossing compilation games in the shoebox, but this here's special. It's an honest attempt to make a game full of games. So we'll let it slide. The game never aggressively pushed me to progress, or even do anything for that matter. I felt comfortable start to finish, no matter how motivated I was in the process. There was no upkeep or negative cash flow to worry about. A nice choice, if not a missed opportunity. I think tossing in a free play option in the main menu would have been a better balance if there was a concern over soft locking and data by not making enough to buy new games while repairing your machines. Then again, I can't see that breaking the challenge system they built in to boost the game's popularity for the profit. So, maybe not. I was so worried about a challenge that wasn't there anyway. I mean, I might have read money from maintenance as money for maintenance. So I was desperately trying to stay afloat. It seems like I was betting on sinking ships at first. The harder I tried, the more there was maintenance money. On top of how fast you get new titles, I just assumed that was part of the scaling difficulty. So in a way, I accidentally made the game more fun than it was, which, that's okay. Every arcade game here feels complete. Even the ones that at first glance seem impossible to finish while trying to stay on top of other tasks. These longer games borrow from a roguelike approach. Upgrades and unlocks stay permanently. Meaning if you have to back out for any reason, next time you start over, you have a leg up. In its own odd way, this makes the game feel better than most roguelikes that I've played. Being designed around quick drop-offs let me feel fine bailing on a bad run. Since it's based around you failing, you get upgrades faster, and ones that make a more meaningful change. If you still aren't sold on it, name any other game collection that has a nice walk-around hub with a heavy bit of side quest and customization. One that has not only arcade game clones, but ones that add to the classic titles.
3, 2, 1, go.
Even giving some more traditional games the arcade treatment, so you got something to scratch almost any itch. Sounds pretty great, right? It also has Minesweeper and Solitaire, just because. In terms of value, you'd be hard-pressed to find something that gives you more for the same price. The story, like I said, was surprisingly engaging. Lastly, the visuals are nostalgic, with a heavy dash of stylization on the way the NPCs kind of phase out, instead of just disappearing when you walk through them. Is this a game I'll play for years? Nah. Probably will burn myself out on it in a few more weeks. Then it'll likely just hang around until I need space on the hard drive. But is it a game I can pick up whenever and kill a few hours? Hell, who knows? I might get a craving for some Barkanoid and get hooked all over again. Overall, I'd give Arcade Paradise 6 out of 7 laundry tokens. Especially at its $20 price tag. There's no reason not to grab it at full price. And if you ever find it on sale and still pass on it, then well, I guess you just don't like fun. If you're anything like me, you always end up half-cooking your pizza rolls because you're too impatient and want to get back to watching TV. Only to eat all the pizza rolls while finding something to watch on Netflix. The start and stop gameplay here feels just like taking your time to find exactly what you want to do. Getting to play several quick games while running off to do work until you figure out exactly what you're in the mood for. Then you park yourself at that game until you're about to pass out. It's better than I expected, but plenty of ways to improve if they make a follow-up. Honestly, if they went with a full mall simulator and had just the arcade be a part of it, that would be heaven. Anyway, I should get out of here for now, so stay comfy. Oh. Fix the toilet.